Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Streaming Rainbow. Today, today we begin the final chapter of our very first campaign. The story of Halley's children began in 2023 with Hastings, a tale spun around the Norman invasion of England in 1066. Today begins Halley's children Heaven's Eye, which starts nearly 1,000 years later in 2061. Now that's a lot of history to remember, so we've got a video for you that went live yesterday called Heaven's Eye, What You Need to Know. If you're feeling a little lost, go ahead and check that out and come right back. All right. I am Serafina Smith, your GM for this ride we're about to go on. Here with me are my amazing players. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and their characters for us, starting with Eli.
Hey everybody, it's me, Eli. I've been Ida this for most of this. I just realized for not the whole time.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I started as Ida and I'm ending as Ida and I'm so thrilled to be here. So, let's go.
And we'll go down now to, I can't figure out the pointing, to Courtney.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm going to be playing Jelena. It's been such an honor to be here. I love this game so much. And I can't wait to see where it goes.
And we'll go across to Cameron, who I can point to. Yes, I did it.
Oh my gosh, I'm being pointed at. Hey, I'm Cameron. I'm going to be playing Anoush. Fun fact about Anoush is he likes hairbands now. So that's a big change. Evolution.
And we go up to David.
I'm playing Habfor, everybody's favorite moody boy. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm definitely not finishing my character sheet adjustments as the session starts again.
You would never. These four wonderful people have been with me telling this story for a long time, and today we will begin the final chapter together. As always, Halley's is played with the Fate system by Evil Hat Games, using the power system from Fate Venture City. Content warnings are included in the video description. Please check those out and keep your own experience in mind. We're about to start the final chapter, but bear with me first, as I've got quite a long intro to go through. Because you see, since we're here at the end, it seems most appropriate to me to start at the beginning. The year is roughly 2700 BCE. A young king, Gilgamesh the Mighty, is visiting a neighboring kingdom to meet with the Princess Ishtar, whom he is considering a union with. The two are taking a walk in a garden, along with her faithful bodyguard Enkidu, to whom Gilgamesh feels a pull as well as an attraction. It is during this walk that it happens. A glowing red sphere drops from the sky as though ejected from heaven by the gods. These three become the first empowered, and their adventures and their conflicts, exaggerated of course, become legend. We see Gilgamesh, already heads taller than his peers, become unnaturally massive and powerful, and he picks up the now cooling sphere. Enkidu, his features taking on a bestial nature, comes close, and together they read the writing on the sphere, the beginning of a quest that is to last millennia. We move from there into a montage. The three become friends and lovers. Gilgamesh, a tyrant and conqueror, becomes something more through the influence of his loved ones, a caring ruler. We see the birth of their sons and daughters, and the grief they share as they outlive them, never aging while their descendants wither and fail. We see them divest themselves of the responsibilities of rulership and godhood and begin adventuring. We see, in time, the death of Enkidu to a soldier's spear, and the bloody revenge that Gilgamesh enacts. We see him weeping over his friend and lover's body, his mighty lungs wailing across the fields. We see the grief and rage in his eyes, and fear. The reality of death takes the grip of a pathological fear in him, the pursuit of a more resilient immortality. We see Ishtar and Gilgamesh later in Egypt, entering a home in which the family and slaves and their cat have just been startled by the descent of a ball of fire. The second wave of empowered beings is born, and the role of symbolic mother and father figure just sort of happens naturally as the two convey as much knowledge and experience of the world as they can to their new friends. We jump ahead. Gilgamesh is out for a walk in the hills. He's calling for Ishtar. She hasn't come back from her hike, and he suspects she may have gotten distracted picking mushrooms. He calls and calls, his voice echoing back to him, but no answer. Finally, as dusk is settling, he finds her at the bottom of a hill, her neck broken. Just a fall, an accident. Something inside of Gilgamesh dies that day. After that, things don't go as smoothly. He continues to pursue the fall of the stars, as do the others, but things that seemed easy and natural before now come with difficulty, if at all. He is gregarious, eager to please, but something isn't connecting any longer. Time after time, we see brief scenes of anger and resentment towards Gilgamesh. When he stays with his people, they feel smothered. When he's elsewhere, either with other empowered or living amongst mortals, he's blamed for his absence when bad things befall. Gilgamesh feels unseen, isolated, but his love for people and his flight from death both work together to keep him going. We see Herculaneum, what is left of Herculaneum after the eruption of Vesuvius. We see Gilgamesh picking through the rubble, tearing stone from the very ground itself, searching. Tears leave tracks through the ash that covers his face, but he is silent, determined. Thoth was frail, but Perseus could have survived, trapped somewhere, and maybe even protected Thoth. And there was the falling star, still unsolved, the only link to generations to come. He has to find them somehow. He works for days, weeks. His food and then his water run out, and he continues anyway. Eventually, he doesn't know how long, he hears a voice call out to him. "You have to stop." Vast voice. He turns around. She's human, which would surprise him if he had the capacity for surprise just then. But he is barely recognizable at this point, starving and weary to his very bones. She walks forward and gently reaches out a hand to his shoulder. "You need to eat and drink water. You need to rest." She took a breath. "You're not going to find them, Gilgamesh. They're gone. No one is as powerful as a mountain. Not even them. Not even you." It slowly comes to him that she is right. Death, the only opponent that has ever bested him, has won again. He wonders then where his fear of it has gone. Now there's only resignation and a bone-deep weariness. For a time, he is cared for, by Bast, by Loki, by Hippolyta. It's a time in which many bridges are mended. Not all, certainly, but enough to muffle some of the loneliness. Gilgamesh takes solace in that. Later we see him, hale and strong again, arguing at the Council of Rome that the message of Jesus is being warped by the way they are choosing texts to be canonized. We see the guilt in his eyes when he fails to convince. If only he hadn't trusted Mary, if only he had settled into Jerusalem to watch over the child, perhaps things would have gone differently. But he hadn't, and now he has to live with the results of that. We move on to a cabin, a home for a while, dogs roaming the property. Loki has sought him out to tell Gilgamesh of his find, a new generation of empowered people with their own star, moving towards the next starfall at Belgrade. We see a lost hope reignite in Gilgamesh's eyes. Then we are going to fast forward through the siege, through the first conclave. We see a Gilgamesh full of life at Eternatus, helping to build a new home there for his people, enjoying the camaraderie, but still there are moments of abrasion. The new empowered have been on their own for centuries, and there's understandable resentment for that. We skip on through Ticonderoga, through the first attack of the arm of St. George. We see him filled with quiet grief at the memorial for Mirwine, Otto, and Robert, listening to Hurt's inspiring words, accepting him fully as a leader in that moment. We move ahead and see that acceptance challenged as Hurt pulls the empowered away from the growing situation in Europe, as news comes in of what Germany and its allies are doing. We see them talking the matter over, and Hurrit standing firm that the danger is too great. We then see Gilgamesh and Pagan meeting clandestinely to plan to defy those orders in secret. Perhaps the danger is, as Hurrit says, too great, but these are two men empowered to survive dangerous times. We see Gilgamesh then in a new form, a man of average size and able to blend in the French resistance, destroying rail lines, ambushing convoys, and freeing prisoners. He knows Hurrit knows he is there, and he feels some small guilt for conspiring against the man, but his love of people cannot allow him to stand aside. We skip ahead. In the U.S. now, Alabama. A local meeting of the Ku Klux Klan. The men there, some farmers, but also police, lawyers, judges, do not realize yet that it is their last night on Earth. The doors are chained from the outside. We see Gilgamesh step into the room. He is silent, but there is an icy rage in his eyes as he begins to murder them one by one. At first with a clean neck twist, and then with more improvised methods as they begin to run and fight back. When only one is left alive and screaming with fear, he tells Loki to unchain the doors and allows that one to leave to tell others what comes of joining the KKK. We see similar situations in different parts of the country over and over, combined with public speeches and debates in town halls as Gilgamesh, undefeated by any save death, slowly wipes out the Ku Klux Klan from existence on the earth. We see Gilgamesh, a man troubled by what he is doing, but also fulfilled by what he's accomplishing. We go forward again to the 80s. He's got a long life, guys. Gilgamesh is working as a doctor in Tehran, helping civilian wounded from the Iran-Iraq war when Hermes finds him. He's brought back to the U.S. to be confronted and put to the task of researching the Bank of Silene. We see his confusion at the harshness with which he is pardon me, I will start that over. We see his confusion at the harshness with which he is met, but his devotion to his people is more important, and he travels back to Africa to do some historical research and detective work. He learns little, as he finds the very traces he is following to be bait for an ambush by some of the newly empowered anointed. He puts them on the run, but finds that they have covered their tracks with extreme measures, even burning down the National Library of Libya to prevent any research of their origins. We jump ahead much more. Gilgamesh in his current home, his dogs resting on the back porch. He has a fresh lemonade in his hand as he welcomes Habfor to his home. We watch his face as he is told that the empowered would be better off without him. He is quiet, his expression blank, but he is hurt to the core. All the times he couldn't seem to connect with his people, all the hard times, all the times he wasn't able to be there for everyone, pile up in his mind. We see Habfor leave, and Gilgamesh go onto the porch to cry. Soon after, we are at Vesuvius. Not Herculaneum once more, but the mountain itself. Gilgamesh sits at the top of the mountain, looking down into the caldera. It looks like he's been sitting there for a long time. The camera turns, and we can see a figure in the sky heading towards him. As it gets closer, the figure is recognizable as Pagan, wearing the blue t-shirt and black sport coat he has taken to wearing in public. He alights on the mountain next to the oldest man in the world. Looking to throw yourself in? Gilgamesh looks down into the caldera where there is no lava at the moment, just rock and steam. Not much point. How'd you find me? Hurrit knows where you are and he's got me on speed dial. You know, they're building a university on Eternatus. I think you'd make a good professor. People would line up to be taught by the oldest man who ever lived. There's some quiet after that. Then, I've been told with some finality that it would be better if I stayed away. Pagan looks to the sky, takes a deep breath. Fuck whatever Habfor said. He knows a lot. He thinks he knows even more than that. But he doesn't know you. Hell, I don't know you. You're a hard man to really know despite everything, but Loki knows you. He knows the truth of you, and he trusts you, and that's enough for me. If you're not here to throw yourself in, what brings you here? I come here sometimes, Gilgamesh replies, to remind myself that no one is as powerful as a mountain. Not even me. And then we move ahead one final time to a meeting on Eternatus, where Professor Gilgamesh is sitting in a chair, listening to what could be the final conclave. Most of the living empowered are gathered here. Even Mirwind is here in a way, listening through a telepresence robot. I assume the four of you are here. You can tell me if not. It's 2059, and a machine has been created with instructions to activate it on July 28th, 2061, at the 500-meter aperture spherical telescope in China. And Hurrid is speaking about it now. We don't know its function fully, he's saying, but we know enough from making a copy and disassembling it as best we can to study that we can be sure it's essentially a modem, taking information received by the telescope and turning it into some sort of advanced projection, and taking in sensory input from here to transmit back via the telescope, which means that we have every reason to believe we're heading for first contact, and maybe finally understanding our existence. But there's more to it than that. We have special information apparently received from the future, suggesting that whomever we are to meet there does not have our best interest in mind. Apparently, we're to be asked a question, and for some reason that question is very important. The question is plain and simple: is humanity worthy? Worthy of what, or to whom, we do not know. But it's a question you might want to be pondering so that you're ready to give a considered answer when we're asked, at the very least. I'll invite Loki to tell us about the telescope, and then we'll open the floor to everyone. Loki? Loki, currently looking like a purple-haired skateboard kid, makes his way to the middle as Hurrid takes a seat. He flashes everyone a thumbs up and begins. The locals call it Tianyan, Heaven's Eye. It's the largest single-dish telescope in the world, lies in a natural depression in southern China, and getting there won't be difficult because it's got a heavy tourist draw, so international strangers are expected there. We're formulating plans now for how best to take over the facility once we get there. We should be able to do so with no violence because the staff there on site is usually small, and we're pretty good at taking care of things. I'll be doing covert investigations there beforehand to get the lay of the land and ensure we're prepared for everything, or at least every terrestrial thing that we're likely to encounter. And that's all I have for now. He goes back to his chair, and Hurrid, still seated, says, "We should talk about how we're going to prepare. Who would like to speak?" Would any of you like to speak at this meeting?
Ida would have been sitting probably just sitting in a place where they can see everybody. You know, they're watching everybody. But they look to Loki as Loki sits. I think that my services would best be used to help you. So I guess I'll be going to check out Heaven's Eye to do some reconnaissance. If you
I
don't
like it.
mind the company.
Not at all. Teamwork. Yeah, we'll get together and we'll figure out our plan to infiltrate and reconnaissance.
Excellent.
Do we have any idea how large this projection is expected to be? Is it meant for localized to a room, or is it meant for a large population to see at a time? Do we have any sort of speculation on that?
If we had to guess, just from the technology that we're seeing, it looks like the apertures that are being used are small, so probably it's not a gigantic image, probably just a small projection, at least less than room sized, I'm thinking.
Okay. That at least tells me that they want a private meeting to start. If anything. I don't know that I feel good about that. I also don't know that I would feel better if it were broadcast wide.
Either way has disadvantages for sure.
Excuse me, everyone. Hi,
Yeah,
Anoush. Um,
we know who you are.
anyway, yes, fancy projector and all that cool first contact stuff. But while I have everyone here, I think it's important to remember that the information we got from the future said that we all make a choice. And apparently we make the wrong one. So maybe whatever choice you're making, think long and hard about it. That's all I have to say. And I'm going to go behind Gilgamesh.
Helpful as always, Anoush.
Hey, Gilgamesh.
Anoush.
Hey, so, Pagan fed you the line of that you'd make a good professor, right? Have you given that any more thought?
I've been a professor here for some years.
Shit, I'm really out of the loop. I apologize, man.
It's true. I never
Anyway.
see you when you.
Anoush, you gotta go to faculty meetings.
I'll-
Part of
I-
the job.
I figured out this cool new idea for a sticker. It's more of an epidural patch, but anyway, sorry. Great job.
I don't let him out of the basement. It's harder to watch him when he isn't confined to one place.
Oldest man, professor, man. I thought that was a good line.
I think you see Habfor playing with his small wooden carving he's played with for a few decades now. And this one is of his namesake, actually. Is he since we found out about the question and what it means, he has sort of it is always present in his mind what is worthy and what does worthiness mean. And I think he takes a couple steps forward to the whatever area it is. He was probably sitting up there next to Jelena or one of his kids.
Mhm.
And he says, as usual, our old friend Anoush brings up a good point. Poorly, but he brings up a good point. We need to solidify at some point moving forward what's the answer to that question and who delivers it, which is maybe more important.
I feel like we're signing a contract without knowing what the parameters are.
It does feel like that.
It's the way birth feels, so it seems appropriate.
I know I've discussed this before. We've all had our conversations over the years. I'm worried that our world has had its dark histories where something great is offered to a people to take everything from them. We have great historians people far smarter than I could ever be, but the idea that there are no new ideas comes to mind. And I can only hope that whatever it is that's coming for us is going to be a conversation before it comes to us needing to answer. Because if I'm just worried.
Kurt says, I'm worried about the same thing. I think you're right, Habfor, that we need to firm in our minds what we will say and how we will say.
For that reason, I propose a small council elected by those gathered, perhaps 5, 3. We can be extra biblical and go 7. As nominated by those here. We have operated for a few centuries now as a somewhat of a democracy. And if it was fair, I would say there should probably be one person on this council. But I think that's a little too much responsibility for any one person. The less amount of those of us, not that I'm expecting anything, who converse about this and make that final decision, the easier it's going to be to make that decision. One of the few faults that I have found in some of our leadership has been indecisiveness. So I think we should do what we can to eliminate that before the day comes and his look lingers a little bit on Hurit and then longer on Gilgamesh.
And then Anoush waves and points to himself.
Yes, I suppose a council is a good way to spearhead this. I wonder who will want this burden.
Anoush raises his hand.
No, absolutely not.
I
Under
nominate...
no circumstances.
Excuse me, I will not be on this council. I nominate Pagan.
Pagan looks up, startled.
Seconded.
The fuck?
Pagan, would you want to be on would you want this role? I mean, I don't disagree. I think you'd be great at it, but ultimately you can't be voluntold.
You want me to decide whether humanity is worthy or not?
Not alone. I mean, other people will help. I mean, unless you want to do it by yourself. I mean, truly, your guess is as good as anybody's.
I think you should do it by yourself.
When everybody else was frozen with inaction and scrambling and hiding and figuring out what to do, you knew what people needed. You knew what humanity needed. And you know now what they need. And it's been a long time since you've been an uneducated brute. There are no more excuses. You will be invaluable.
There absolutely was a compliment in that absolute bitchy insult that was just handed to you.
No,
I feel like it was a
I got it.
bitchy compliment, but
Yeah. It's a vicious backhand right there.
No, I got it. Yeah. All right, I accept. I guess I'll. Yeah. Shit. Guess I got to do that. All right.
If you don't mind, I think I would like to join you.
I also nominate Jelena.
You had your nomination. It's
We
okay.
only get one?
Yeah.
I hit Gilgamesh. Nominate Jelena.
I think she's
believe Jelena is
volunteering. I don't think she
nominated,
needs. I don't think she needs one. Not that kind of. Anyway.
I do second the nomination.
I think it's natural that Hurrit lead the council.
Or it looks like he was afraid you were going to say that exact thing and nods gravely.
Hafthor looks Hurrit dead in the eyes, knowing he was afraid, and looking at him like, "That's the deal, boss." This is
That makes her laugh, which breaks the tension a little bit.
yeah, they're much warmer now. There's only lingering resentment.
I missed that.
I try to like lock eyes with Ida.
What? Me?
Yes, you.
Why? I'm good at sneaking.
And making. You should do it.
Do we need 4 or are we good at 3? I'm not going to volunteer myself.
You gotta
Should
have
be
5.
an odd
You gotta have
number.
5.
Yeah, so 3. It's an odd number.
I think you should do
If
it.
people
He's just
feel
mouthing, I think you
comfortable
should
with
do it.
3,
3 seems a good number. We will stick with 3. Very well.
A look of relief passes Hafthor's face as Gilgamesh is not nominated.
Indeed. No one speaks up to nominate anyone else. In fact, people seem very satisfied with the 3 that were chosen. But there's a lot of talk now, as it seems like this is the way that the meeting has ended. People start to sort of talk amongst themselves, and Loki comes up to Ida and says, We'll arrange a." He brushes back his spiky hair. We'll arrange a time to meet and figure out our plan.
Perfect. Are we thinking 2 legs or 4?
Probably 2. That way we can go in and out easily.
I guess.
Just a quick question for you, Loki.
What you got?
Has any coordination with Beijing been done? Or is this more clandestine?
This is more clandestine, at least for now, but we can change. What are you thinking?
I just think it's worth giving a heads up to, I don't know, whatever China's intelligence agency is, in case, because there's a lot of like, not surveillance, but like, there's a lot of technology now to detect, empower people, just to make sure you're not caught up in a net you don't necessarily see coming.
Good call.
I can coordinate that.
All right. I accept that.
Above table, remind me the name of the tech company that we
Odin.
have that
Oh, Ragnarok Industries.
Oh, Ragnarok.
Ragnarok? Ragnarok. So and I got volunteered into being the fucking leader of. Yeah. Okay.
I'm
It's
with you,
literally
though.
just to babysit Anoush. There's 2 employees. It's you and
I work
Anoush.
there.
Yeah.
I've done
Yeah.
so much shit.
And whoever else you decided to hire in the
I know.
last 60 years.
That's true. Yeah, I did. I hired the not
Yeah.
Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates. The
Yeah,
actually
you're
talented
essentially
one.
getting paid to do what you were already going to do, which is just babysit Anoush.
That's true. But
We
yeah,
did hire Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, but they just get coffee.
yeah, yeah. They're just my messenger boys. I love it.
It is a better world.
Yeah. Ida is yes. And I also have some connections with some Chinese tech companies that we could get an in to at least get there and sneak away if we need to. So I think that's a very smart decision. So we'll organize.
Wonderful.
Shakes Loki's hand. Godspeed.
Likewise.
Gives Ida a big hug. Stay safe.
Obviously, I'm not leaving right away. I've got presents.
Yeah, but I'm going back to the dungeon. That's what Habfor calls his office.
I will make sure to come find you before I leave.
Okay.
All right. We'll back away from that scene. Where would we like to go first? We can go to anyone's preparations. We can go to a accessory scene. Something where you just want to hang out, introduce new characters, anything you want to do.
Maybe some two new characters that have a really important bearing on our whole family.
Yeah, which one's our sporty kid?
Rowan.
I think Habfor is sparring with Rowan. I think that there's like a lot of, sort of Atlantean, Wakanda-esque tech, because there's so many people in Eternatus who are from the old world, if you will, but have maybe even more quickly than most of the world adapted to technology. So I think that like Habfor still has never, as much as he has changed and tried to change to the world and enjoyed different new things, he is obviously very much like I like my stuff, don't touch my stuff. So he probably has like an axe that can like return to him or something, like Mjolnir, and like a short sword that has some like other utility, or is like can have like a laser edge or something to cut through like fence or metal.
Absolutely.
And I think that he's in there with Rowan, with like wooden versions of these weapons still, and is I think like as he's charging her and like opening like a volley, is like firing off like tactics questions, right? Like you're in a pincer maneuver, you have it's foggy conditions, you're downhill, what's the next move? Right, like then right as Rowan answers and like charges back with like her mother's fire, I think that he's now like, and now it's like psychology, right? It's this is the negotiation, what is right, these are the circumstances, of whatever financial or geopolitical implications, and this is your opponent, like what do you say, what do you do, what's the move, right? And it's just this like constant sharpening of mind and body like in one. And I think that's how they bond. And I think like at the end of it, maybe for like the first, I think like towards the end of their sparring session, like something that maybe not the first time, but is happening more frequently. Habfor like is losing a step. There are like wrinkles around his eyes, and there's he's got a little bit of crow's feet. There's a few gray hairs beginning to pop up. And I think like it's one of those things I think all of us here can probably relate to a little bit, of like you're so used to doing a certain thing, like hopping up a step or stairs, or like some sort of plyo box thing or something that requires like a little bit more maneuverability, and it's like some sort of defensive move that he's made thousands of times, and he just doesn't have the same dexterity, and takes a big wooden short sword to the face as Rowan drops it and goes to make sure he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jelena and Lennox are often around while training is happening. I think Lennox has picked up her affinity for range weapons. So classic bow and arrow training. For the time being, they move on to firearms in warmer weather when they can get outside. And Jelena just kind of smiles at her son. And he's going to be sore and maybe a little bit bitter about it, but proud as hell, for sure. Don't forget to congratulate your sister on getting one over on her dad. She was long outgrown by her children. I think the last time they were the same height or smaller than her, they were 12. They take their father's height, and they take their father's gray eyes, but they have her dark hair, more of her features through the face, but you can tell that they are very much of both Jelena and Habfor. Lennox is a little bit more on the academic side with interests, but I think they're both very smart children in different ways. Children. They're practically adults. By any standard we grew up by, they're well beyond it, but times are different.
That is true. The age of apprenticeship and journeymanship.
Mm-hmm. And they've had all of these wonderful people to grow up around and learn from.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Rowan really likes Pagan. I think Pagan and Rowan are really close.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it makes sense that Loki with Lennox, that I think Lennox is probably got a little more of like a troublemaker streak.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoys playing pranks with Loki around Eternatus. Habfor's wooden figures have probably ended up in Jello a few times.
Absolutely, they prank. Always kind pranks, never mean-spirited ones, but sure.
As long as they like you. They do have their father's affinity for just the
He's a
Most
bad
devastating.
I think they have a bad combination of Yelena's stubbornness, or sorry, Halfdoor's stubbornness and like Yelena's fire, whereas like Halfdoor is more cerebral in his like vengeance. Yelena tends to be more immediate in her responses. I think that they both are maybe a little more impetuous in that way, and that is part of in different ways. I think Halfdoor, right, had 500, 600, 800 years, something like that, right, to think about how he would want to do this, and knew as soon as his children began to exhibit their personalities that they're very different. And so doesn't skip out on a similar style of training with Lennox, but recognizes that pressuring him mentally and challenging him that way is more fruitful and a better bonding. So I think they probably play chess a lot, and like video games. I think his kids got him really into video games.
Yeah. And with all the technology here, you got some crazy video games going on.
He's got a PS9 in the dungeon.
All right. Who's got something else for? Yeah,
I got something. So I would love to do a scene with Gilgamesh, if that's possible.
Right. Of course, it's possible.
I think Anoush probably like sends message to him to meet him down in his lab. I think Anoush's lab is very much like a part of the university as well. Like there are a bunch of like students working there, and like specifically, I think like 2-4 hours a day he'll like talk about like super powered like genetics and like nanobots, and like will probably like pull in like different students and like members of like the empowered community to like demonstrate their powers and do things like that. And so I think he's like called Gilgamesh in for one of those demonstrations. And if you've ever like seen the CW's The Flash, it's very much like that kind of like lab, like very much like there's like a computery section, then there's like a big ass fucking open space with like a bunch of like gadgets and gadgets
and
Gazmos. Yes, that just sounded so weird to my mouth.
It's wrong. It is 100% backwards what you just said. Gizmos and gadgets aplenty, babe.
the gadgets and the Gazmos. In this universe, it's gadgets and the Gazmos.
Yeah.
But mainly there's like a big open space with like a floor that can like change into a treadmill, and like there are like 3D projections that can like change environment just to train powers, I think specifically. So Anoush shows up, long hair, like almost down to like the middle of his back, pulled back with like a cool like plastic headband. He's got like these wireframe glasses on, long beard that like goes to the center of his chest. His button down shirt is a little bit open. He has slacks on, like nice like kind of like tennis shoes, like Converse. They don't like have a lot of wear except for moving back and forth throughout the space. So as Gilgamesh comes in, Anoush like ushers Gilgamesh in. Come on. I hope you don't mind. It's always busy in here, but I was wondering if we could do a bit of a demonstration.
Well, I don't like to agree to something before I know what it is, but I'm listening.
Of course, of course, of course. I just wanted to have a conversation. Basically, your powers are very interesting. There are facets of your powers that I've only seen specifically in the Morrigan, right? What I really want to focus on today is your ability to twist fate. When you're in any sort of physical kind of altercation, you actually have the ability to overcome odds and win essentially under any circumstance. And I think for the longest time, and I'm sure you also feel like this as well, a lot of people think of that as like physical ability and enhancements to your stamina and power. But I have a sneaking suspicion. I have a suspicion that you and the Morgan are more connected than we thought. So I think you would be the perfect test subject. As an interesting connotation to it, but test subject, for lack of a better term, to help me with a new gadget I have developed.
A gadget? I'd love to hear about it.
Well, it is an epidermal patch, clear. It doesn't like blends into your everyday look, but essentially, I have developed my own take on the nanobots that run and course through our bloods. Of course, and gestures to the crowd of like students who I believe have like just like stopped working and are now like just paying attention as he's rambling on and on. But essentially, you can wear it, and it should be psychically activated. They're very much based on my own ability to enhance whatever these nanobots do to our system. So you wear this patch, and whenever you need, let's just say like a boost or some sort of altercation to your abilities that you can think about, you activate it, and that thing would happen in theory. Now, I've tested this before, but it could all just be a placebo effect. But I think if we focus on your ability to overcome any obstacle and test out this patch, maybe I could prove once and for all that I have done something and we can alter our abilities for the better.
See. Well.
So, I propose that we have some sort of physical altercation, you and I, where there can be a clear winner. If you would allow me, I could replicate your power to win at all odds. And if we both use that ability, but you kick in the extra enhancement from the epidural patch, I think we can prove empirically that I have developed something that could help all of Eternatus.
Well, I don't know if I see what you're seeing about my powers, but I'm happy to give it a try with you.
Of course, of course, of course. And I very much appreciate your little endeavor into the scientific realm. Give them a round of applause, class. Round of applause, class.
They sort of hesitantly do so. Hey, yay. Does my grade depend on this? I don't know.
Yes, it does. Your grade does depend on this. Everybody pay attention. Why don't we file into the power testing part of the lab right now? They all like move into the different part of the room. And I think Anoush
is such a weirdo. God, he's so strange. God.
They just like walk into the space. Everybody gets all set up. He goes over to a monitor, like types in a code, and then a hologram of like a wrestling arena appears. So I thought we would just do a classic wrestling match. Whoever can pin the other to the mat for, let's say, 10 seconds wins. Sound like a plan?
Yes, that sounds like a plan. I'd love to do that.
Okay, great. Anoush is like getting ready to fight him, and then is like, Oh, nuts. Give me 1 second. Rushes out of the room, comes back with a little like patch. It kind of looks like a nicotine patch. And he goes over to Gilgamesh and he says, if you don't mind,
Yeah,
and
no, please.
sticks it onto Gilgamesh. And even though he touches Gilgamesh, he does not take his powers yet. Sticks it onto Gilgamesh. Like I said, just think about activating it and what specifically you want to happen with your abilities, and that should work. It's as easy as that. And then if you would not mind lending me some of your epic strongness.
Certainly. He holds out his hand.
I'm going to take his hand. I have to make an empathy roll.
Yep.
Okay, that is 3. That was 3. Oh my god, I hate this ladder. So it's superb, epic, and then legendary, right? Okay, so
Legendary,
it's a
yes.
legendary success.
All right.
Okay. And then Anoush clicks another button and like music starts to play. And then like a simulated crowd starts to like roar.
Well, you really went all out for this.
Well, nothing. I was gonna say something cool, but I couldn't think of it. Yeah.
That happens.
Okay.
All right. So what power did you take?
So he has the ability to essentially win, correct?
No.
Cameron, you have the empowered people's power list.
I know. I pulled it up. I looked at it. I just lost it. Where is it?
Speed straight. It's mine. It's the secret one that we couldn't give Sarah for the longest time.
I know.
Speed, strength, toughness, agility, ability to grow larger.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to radiate who you are so everyone is just freaked out and like coked up?
Maybe. Wait, is that it?
No.
No. He's got more. He's got a lot.
No. Canine affinity, the ones that I know about. So that's the thing. Like, there might be some that I don't know about. Speed, strength, toughness, agility, ability to grow larger, canine affinity, enhanced sense of smell, radiates who he is. That's the list I had. So what else does he have, Sarah?
He also has a smaller form now, as well as the larger form. That's it. That's the whole list.
Yeah.
Maybe
Great.
it's
I think I'll just take. I think he'll take like his strength.
Okay.
Yes, his toughness.
Yeah. Okay. So, he smiles at you and like sort of, you can see that he's like sort of concentrating on trying to activate the patch.
Okay. I charge at him.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a fight roll with +4 to your fight.
Amazing. Incredible. That is 2 past epic. That 2 past legendary.
Okay. I did not roll too well, but let's see. You're 2 past legendary. Let's see. The patch will.
That's +10.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I just can't roll well for him. So you clench up with him. You get locked up together into like a I don't remember what the stance is where you're together and locking hands.
Collar tie.
Collar tie. And
Of course.
yeah. You get his strength in you. You feel it flowing. You push, and You feel him beginning to buckle under your strength, and then he smiles, and he pushes forward and pushes you back to the ground.
There
Says,
we go.
Is that what you were trying to do?
I feel. Did you? What did you feel, Gilgamesh? Turn out. Face the students.
Many students are looking extremely uncomfortable with the weird sexual nature that took.
The music instantly stops. The projection goes away. We're just standing in a stark. Space smells very clean.
Yeah, the students are again clapping. They look a little uncomfortable, but they're clapping.
You don't need to clap. You don't need to clap. You should be writing notes. Taking notes.
Ah! The one person who uses pen and paper.
She's my favorite. Anyway, Gilgamesh.
Ida comes in and is like, Anoush, are you harassing students again? You're not allowed to do that anymore. We had a talk. Oh, hi, Gilgamesh.
It's called teaching. Anyway, Ida, perfect timing. Gilgamesh was just about to explain to us in great detail how his powers were altered from my new invention.
Well, when I focused on it, I did become, as far as I could tell, stronger immediately. So it would appear that your device works.
Perfect. Did you felt stronger? Was there any side effects? Are you bleeding out of your eyeballs? Any orifices? How is your stool? Your bowel movement?
All well, thank you.
I see that made you uncomfortable. Just think of this as purely a clinical sense.
Yes, I'm not bleeding, and I was briefly more powerful.
Okay, and it is faded. How long would you say that brief power lasted?
It was seconds only, perhaps.
Interesting. Seconds only.
Hey, Gilgamesh, you should punch him just to check and make sure. Just hit him.
You can hit me. It's okay.
No, I have no need to hit you.
Okay, well, that is great. Class dismissed. I will be around, you kiddos, so if you need to work on something, feel free. The lab is open.
Why did you create this?
Well, I just thought, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm afraid of what's gonna happen when we make first contact. I think my best effort to protect the people I care about is to give them something that, I don't know, these beings that have tried to preordain our entire existence don't expect.
You're a clever man. I think
I've been called worse.
Yes. I've heard you called worse. Usually by Habfor.
Well, no offense, but I've also heard you called worse by Habfor as well.
Yes.
A lot of people at Eternatus have that in common.
It's a theme. It's a going theme.
There's a hated by Habfor club.
Gilgamesh, I do like you. I enjoy your company. There's a reason I wanted you to be here. And it's not just because you're the oldest living person ever to exist. I think we need you. And I think when it comes down to it, you might very well be the key to making sure all of this goes well. Because I think you are very much the essence of humanity.
He looks over at Ida. How would you respond to that?
Communicating with Anoush is a skill that I've had almost a millennia to practice, and know I will never master.
See?
So,
Well,
I
I
will.
hope to live up to your expectations, Anoush.
Oh,
I
that
don't
wasn't a
think-
compliment.
Oh, God, Anoush. I. Honestly, I do think I agree with some point. There was a point in there that I do agree with. I don't know. It was kind of housed in a lot of other words that
It wasn't an
were
insult
unnecessary.
either. It's just I think
No,
like, it's
no, no,
more
no.
of a
It's just
passive.
you. Yes, of course. But
Just want to make sure.
no. Gilgamesh, you have obviously seen more of humanity than any of us have. You know better than most the rise and fall of us as a people.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I think both of you should be on that council, but Ida didn't want to do it, so it can only be an
No,
odd number.
no, I don't. I
Of
absolutely
course,
don't
that's
wanna
why
do
I
it.
think I feel like people who don't want to do it should be on the council.
Listen, that council is not going to be working in solitude. That is not how we work. They will take into consideration the people of our community. You know Jelena will. And Pagan is a good man. Honestly, I think Pagan is going to be the one speaking for the rest of humanity. Even if he doesn't understand it, he already has been. Habfor had a great point. When we were all ready to go hide, myself very much included, Pagan literally flew into the sky and said, "I'm fucking Superman." So,
No, I'm fucking Superman.
you are.
Hey.
Yeah, we know. I don't. I know. That's so uncool. Oh God, you're such a boomer. Anyway,
What can I say? I have that energy.
no, Gilgamesh, you bring a wisdom that is needed, a perspective that is needed. Obviously, we've all had our disagreements. We all know Habfor has very strong opinions and very little room for error when he is, for himself included. He is more unkind to himself than he would be to anyone else. But something that I would caution you, Gilgamesh.
Yes.
You get very maudlin. You're very emotional. You have very strong feelings.
It has always been so.
Don't take it too personally. You're here. You're family. Family doesn't always get along. Anoush knows that literally better than anybody else.
I don't know about.
But
No, probably literally, yeah.
yeah, I've got a few hundred years that says so.
Yeah, and
But
don't feel bad about abandoning your children for hundreds of years. The ones that were made from me all died, and I never really met them.
Not that he ever thinks about it or doesn't. He barely ever talks about it.
I swear to God, I could recreate that formula at the drop of a hat. You just got to give me the go-ahead.
I'm not. That's exactly why I'm not doing it.
I know.
Gilgamesh,
That's why you're so good.
You are. Yeah, I'm a great babysitter. Anyway, Gilgamesh, you're very much appreciated. Do not feel that you have to cater to the whims of this actual madman. If you are happy to be a guinea pig, you are obviously welcome. But we are teaching Anoush how to take no as an answer.
No, I
No is a
believe 100%
full
in the
sentence.
enthusiastic yes. No, absolutely. That was about 100
Did
years
Gilgamesh
ago.
give you an enthusiastic yes today? I have
He
the
did.
recordings.
Very
I can
much
go
so. He said yes.
Gilgamesh. Was it enthusiastic? I bet it was confused.
No, don't tell me it
and a little
wasn't
bit.
enthusiastic.
I felt enthusiastic enough.
I thought he felt enthusiastic.
All right.
Ida, I'm
Okay.
very good with people. Don't forget.
God. Anyway, I am preparing to go with Loki. Will you behave yourself, or do I need to put Habfor?
Wait, just I got a gift for both of you, okay? Just give me 1 second. He just runs away and then comes back with these like 2 little baggies, and they each have one of the epidural patches in them. Just put them on, and then if you need any help, think about changing your abilities, and like the big man said, you'll get better.
It was very effective.
You just had to think about it.
Yeah,
Psychically activated.
Terrifying. Okay.
Like Wi-Fi.
You know, I don't like any of that. I literally have a safe house that is almost lead lined. So no.
Yeah, but it's
Those
not linked to the
fucking
outside.
nanobots are just fighting cancer every day.
Look, I'm telling you this right.
Lead-lined house for
I'm going
centuries.
to tell you this right now,
Not
Ida.
lead line, you know what I mean.
I was able to communicate with the past version of myself through a time barrier. I think whatever lives up above us in some sort of space atmospheric bubble, probably some sort of like weather balloon sort of situation, they can penetrate lead, and you have a bunch of robots in your blood.
You know what? Every day I thank every god that isn't really a god that I wasn't there to have 2 Anoushes in my life. So fucking grateful for that. Thank you for the gift. I will pass it along to Loki. Gilgamesh, do you have any contacts in China that you think would be worth? Perfect. If you could get me in contact with them, I think having as much help as possible. You know, there's a good point in not getting stuck by the fucking government. So.
Quite, yes. That would be an awkward way to end our task.
Yeah. Perfect.
I will put you in touch.
Thank you. Anoush, behave yourself. I
Yeah?
know I cannot trust Pagan to actually keep you behaving yourself. So I have given Habfor permission to sick the children on you.
No, God, not them. Anything
Yeah.
but them.
Absolutely.
They Ida,
at
they
the same
scared
time.
the living shit out of me.
As well they should.
Do you know one
Rowan-
of them has an affinity for ranged weapons? They
Yes.
said that to me. An affinity for ranged weapons are the words that they used to speak to me with.
Yeah, Lennox is amazing. I got them a really, really good crossbow. It's great.
You got them a
also-
ranged weapon that they say they
course
have
I
an
did.
affinity for?
Because I'm
When
the
somebody says they have an
favorite uncle.
affinity for something, okay, That's fair.
It's
I
probably
also-
also very known that Rowan can skin a large hide animal
Yeah.
in like minutes, not hours.
When Rowan was 8
Yeah.
years old, they talked to me about how they wanted to skin a large animal on a hunting trip. They terrify me.
I
Not
I
wanted, did.
They can. I was with her. I taught her how to tan hides and actually make something useful. I've also fought her as a wolf, and she kicks ass. God, she's great. Yeah, those kids are gonna be your babysitters.
No threat realized, but for the past 55 years, I have been, and I go towards a board that says days without incidents. 0 incidents, okay? There's been nothing. I feel like this animosity that you might hold towards me was a younger, more juvenile Anoush that might have lived in a French dungeon.
As this like conversation is developing, I think you guys get a Ragnarok Teams message that says, Anoush, your daily reports to Ida will now be due to Rowan and or Lennox twice daily.
Lennox is really good at analyzing it, so it definitely is Lennox first.
Yeah, and there's a PS at the bottom that says Rowan doesn't check her emails, but will carry out the punishment. So I recommend sending it to Lennox.
I don't have a pain tolerance in my left arm because of them. Do you know how many times you have to get stabbed in your left arm for you not to have a pain tolerance in it anymore? Anyway, just keep your communicator on. I can be in your ear at a drop of a hat. I can hack any system you need me to hack into. Good luck, graceful Ida. And I bow.
You're so just so weird. Bye. I will talk to you later. Do you want anything from China?
I want something from you right now.
No. What?
Hey,
What do you want? Oh God. Okay.
You gotta give me one.
There you go. I fist
There we
bumped you,
go.
and I hate it. I hate every moment of it.
I love you too.
I love you, Gilgamesh. I will thank you for the contacts. We will be in touch.
Oh, you don't want a fist bump?
Oh God, not you two.
This guy
Fine.
gets it. This guy gets it.
He goes in and he loops under your fist and is like, snail.
No, absolutely not. I hate all of you. I am sticking the children on you, Gilgamesh. You will learn.
Yikes.
You will see their wrath, and Habfor will be
Yikes.
happy about that.
I think
hate
as the
every
scene
moment.
fades out, Anoush touches Gilgamesh and is like, "You ever thought about going camping sometime?"
Wow.
Sometimes. Yeah.
I was there when the only option was camping. I don't know what. Anyway.
Was watching Hastings again to put things together, and then that first time that we skipped forward and you went woo woo woo, amused me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? What should we do next? This is our final chapter, right? So I want to give y'all as much time to interact and prepare as you want. So let's.
I think if it makes sense, there's like a rebuilt cottage that is not connected to the like main university body. Maybe it's like closer to the beach or like deeper into the whatever small wooded areas of the island. And it probably has starkly different flora and fauna that are that is what is naturally grows in this area, as Jelena curates the space in her special way. And I think it makes sense to have one away because otherwise Habfor would kind of like never leave his adjacent either lab or office. This was the compromise. And I think there's just like a quiet moment where Jelena's doing some sort of like like herbology style thing still, keeping the old ways, maybe drying and prepping the mushrooms that we've recently harvested. And Habfor's like finishing up an email to a contact he has in Beijing, trying to. I would actually like to roll for that if I could.
Absolutely.
I just want to try to. Give me 1 second. Sorry, that's going to be really loud. What just happened? Yeah, I think he's just. I want to try to give them cover to make sure that if something is detected, that it's one of those, hey, look, we're not trying to spy on you or anything. We have some intel that this may be one of the next spots, because this is one of those things that's closely guarded, right? Or like where all this stuff is happening. We just have some intel about potential Starfall stuff. We want to investigate the area, see what's going on. This is and just again purely regard, like, this is just pure intel for the location scouting, stuff like that. There should be no interference in any of your like communications or infrastructure. Definitely no sabotage. And just try to get them some like clearance in that way.
Okay.
What would that be?
That sounds like a contacts roll.
No fucking way. Okay.
Is there any way
You could
because
also
we
do rapport.
Oh, I was gonna say I could help with contacts. Like if I could give the help action of like both of us as Ragnarok, give it like having contacts. I could give a help action that way, and then Jelena can do Jelena stuff if you'll allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that sounds great to me.
Cool.
Okay.
If you're rolling contacts, I can also help with contacts. Maybe.
Yeah, I think with Jelena's help, he's like, "Hey, can you check this email and just make sure I didn't do the thing I
Do I sound really shitty?
No, I think it's probably very culturally very professional to be reading that. In person, maybe
I
not
love
so
dealing
much.
with the Chinese. It's such a literal language. Everything's to the point.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
That's 2 plus 2 helps.
2 helps, yeah.
That is a good. Great. Sorry.
Okay. All right, you get in touch with with your contacts in the Chinese intelligence, and you manage to get clearance. You're not entirely sure that they're taking everything at face value, but
This
you
is
get
the kind of thing that happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of and I think like after he finishes that email, he comes up behind Jelena and kind of wraps his arms around her waist, kind of puts his chin on her shoulder, and says, I know you'll forgive me, but I knew somebody would have nominated you. And I felt like it might not come across the best if I did.
I don't think. I don't think anybody was jumping at the opportunity. It's a heavy burden. I think everybody was pretty grateful when I stepped up for it. I don't.
Tough to want to play in a rigged game.
Yeah, whatever it is that future Anoush said, it's been, I don't know, I've been playing it over and over in my head, and It feels like there's no... It feels like the illusion of choice. And I don't know. I can't sit by and let something happen to us, to the world, without fighting with everything I've got, even if it's not fighting for myself. There has to be a future.
I think as Jelena says that, Habfor's trouble concept, or troubled aspect, emerges a little bit, and unlike me is left a little speechless as this nihilistic creep, and he just doesn't know what to say because he feels the same. So I think he just like squeezes Jelena a little tighter and says, if there's answers to be found, I know you guys will find them. Never known a force that could stop my wife. And I don't think some bugs are going to be the ones to start.
She'll turn and she'll kind of like hop up to sit on the counter. She kind of looks into his slightly aging face and she smiles.
I think I got it. I think I've been able to meet with Hild tonight to test it. Been able to have an external off switch. I think I've been able to program them. I think I'm getting old. Rowan got me today.
I saw.
And she's good. She's really good. But I think 50 years ago, we would have kept going for a little longer. Strange losing my physical body like this. And feeling like I can't have much more mentally to offer. But it made me really happy to see her get that win. She enjoyed it a little too much, but...
Well, she takes after at least one of us in her competitive streak.
Yeah. Whatever happened, Jelena, I'm glad we did it on our own terms. And if there's not much after the next couple years, or it's as bad or worse than I can imagine, even if I only had the last 20 years, it would have all been worth it. I'm gonna re-record that really quick because the dogs. I'm sure you guys heard that. Emily just got home, so the dogs are going kind of nuts. No matter what happens over the next couple of years, regardless of what comes after, if there's not much, or it's as bad or worse than we can imagine, even if we only had the last 20 years or so together, I'd do it all again. I'd find you sooner.
She smiles, and it's something it reaches her eyes and it's warm. And she reaches out to his face and traces some of the age lines that are creeping around. And she takes it in, and she's just in awe of it. I've dreamed of seeing what you would look like for centuries. It has been a dream to grow old with you. And the fact that we have two brilliant, wonderful, unique
Psychotic.
terrors. Everything is worth this. Everything is worth this.
Never known quite about me. Think the jury's still out. But this is worthy. It's worth fighting for. So let's do that.
Exactly.
Can't keep Hild waiting anymore. I'm also going to make sure our kids aren't causing any more property damage.
Don't forget to send out the invitation for dinner before people start flying off to other countries.
Yeah, I didn't forget about that at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns around and walks away.
You actually, as you guys are walking away, you actually hear a very specific whistle that Ida taught your children when they were little as a way to like get Uncle Ida. So it'd be like if they were in the woods, there was a way they could call. So it's like a call and a callback as Ida is walking up, seeing your children, adult children, in the backyard, practicing here to get their requests for presents from China before checking in with their siblings. So
Do you think they do that kind of like a check for like the sock on the door handle sort of deal?
I don't want to know. Zero.
All right.
No.
one too many
I
times.
understand that our children are adults. I respect that.
No,
but
no,
I don't
no.
need to know about it.
No, I don't mean about Rowan and Lennox. I mean about Ida making sure we're not in the middle of attempting for...
I think that like the kids have walked in enough. I think that we're loud enough. I think that I haven't changed my commentary enough. That there's not enough whistles in the world, especially when one of us has been traveling, you know.
Ida shoot the shit with your kids.
Yeah, I don't think anybody involved will have any real issue with it other than Ida, who really just doesn't prescribe to it. But that's fine. You enjoy your meeting with Hild and tell her I say hello.
I will. And then as he's walking away, he pulls his work phone out and sends a message to Linda the Fourth.
So many Lindas.
Yeah. Matrilineal lineage of Lindas who have followed Habfor to Eternatus.
Why is it always Linda?
I just like that name. I don't know. It was my favorite office lady.
They have to be all related.
He legally has them change their name.
Hi. In order to work for me, your name has to be Linda.
Hey, I didn't
And
know.
you have to
They decided.
And your mom's name also is Linda.
They
and
decided
she also
that that's what they wanted to do since the 80s.
If you want to continue working for me, you have to have a child.
Surprisingly
name it
easy
Linda.
to start a cult.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So you send a message to Linda.
Yeah, I just send it. Hey, what the fuck's up with dinner? I don't know what's going on. I can't afford Jelena to be mad at me right now.
Hey, secretary, can you plan my family dinner? Thanks.
And then I had a couple questions about Hild. I think that Hild is the person post 80s into this like more postmodern era that Hafthor's probably like gotten the most, who he previously wasn't close with, who he's gotten close with.
Yeah.
Did her and her end up being long term, or was that
They
a
are
good time,
on
not
and
a long
off.
time? On and off?
Yeah.
Where are they at right now?
Right now.
Wouldn't
ooh,
you like to
I'm gonna
know?
roll.
Yeah. Where
I
are
would
they?
like to
How
know.
they do?
I'm close with Hild. I would know, and Hurt's
Yeah,
my
you are.
practical son.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they
Sure.
are on.
On. Okay.
Yes.
So I think.
You upset?
What? Am I upset? No. This is not. What are you doing? You little shit starter.
God, Anoush is trying to fuck everybody. It's so weird.
Oh yeah. I think that yeah, Hilden has probably been waiting, maybe a little impatiently because she has an appointment after this. And I think the like connection that Hild and Hafthor have is that they both absolutely detest their gifts, while knowing that the lives of their friends and family and the world a lot is made better by their what they view as their terrible gifts.
Yeah.
And I think like that's their biggest bond. And I think Hafthor gained like respects Hild amongst the most that he respects anybody when the way that she handled what's his name?
Fillmore.
Fillmore's that whole like the way that she handled that. And I think that like the so with that he trusts Hild to, and I think has like she has like the best power to like test if it's working or not. So his yeah. And so for the first however many years, a lot of it was just trying to get something to consistently, right, EMP in within, you know, a half a zone, to use fate terms, right? But whatever small area. And then yeah, I think now as they've like learned to adjust the nanobots, they I think the way that they did it is probably finding some sort of like backdoor reset thing that they have, and it's like a signal you can send out that Hafthor is like able to send out in that in an action or in a response that can shut these off. And I think after an uncomfortable amount of when are you gonna make me a father-in-law, because you know Hurt's never gonna ask jokes, he says, all right, let's do it. And I would like to use my new skill, which is I would like to have Hild command me to do something like hop on a leg, and after I've received the command, try to press the button after the words have gone out.
All right. Okay, you get together in a place that you've set aside for this. She's when you arrive, she's waiting for you, and she looks eager because this is something that is important to her as well. And so she says, "Are you ready?"
As ready as I can get.
All right. Half-Thor drop and give me 20.
And I think like the secret thing that Halfdoor's been doing as well, each time he does this, is been trying to resist the command before he presses the button to see if he could like, the more he could do it. But obviously, as he feels himself falling to Hild's words, how is this mechanic gonna work? How do we execute this? It costs a fate point.
I hadn't thought of that. Let's see. I don't think we'll make it cost a fate point. I think that it will be.
Yeah, I think the double-edged nature of it makes it fine to not cost a fate point, but I was also okay if it did.
Yeah. So I think it'll be. What kind of roll should this be? You know what? I don't know. I'll think about it, but I don't think right now that we're going to require a roll. I think it just the technology will do exactly what you wanted it to do. It will send a reset command, which will turn the local nanobots off in the range for approximately 1 minute. Which is canonically how long they take to
I think as he like engages this system that I think like right now is probably like a modified runic bracelet that Jelena has given him that's like keyed into his nanobots or something. And I think like as he engages that, as he like bending over, he tries to reach out to Hild's mind.
Okay. So is that before or after you press the button?
After I press the button.
Okay.
The will roll is correct, but does the ability fail?
The ability does fail.
I think he gets down still, and like begins to do push-ups, and then I'm gonna try to like pop up. So is that athletics or
that would be athletics?
Physique. Yeah. Okay. See how well this goes. Our aging man.
Please fail, Grandpa.
I'm hoping for the same. I think we're all right. It's not gonna look even good, I think. Actually, it will be. It is exactly good.
Okay, you do a good job of keep upping.
Yeah. And then I run to Hild, I give her a hug, and I say, "We did it. I can't reach into your mind."
Oh, she hugs you enthusiastically. This is amazing.
We're closer. Closer.
You're so close. Yes.
David's mic
Courtney,
is.
I also hear a static.
It's David.
Oh,
something's. Yeah.
I might have hit something.
Yeah. It's gone now.
Okay. Yeah. I must have just hit the.
Yeah. So she hugs you back, and we're so close now. This is amazing. We're.
Yeah. Hey.
Stand on one leg. Ha! You didn't do it.
Yeah. Hey. These. Hurt's got a lot on his plate with this.
He does.
I know you guys have your thing and sometimes don't. And I have learned long ago, as Jelena has made very clear, it's not my business, and I should take more of a stand back approach, but if you're feeling jumpy, I think it's time to either shit or get off the pot, if you will. And you either got to tough it out till this is over or rip cord early. But I'll tell you, if this is it, you should enjoy your time with him.
I appreciate it. We have what we have. And maybe when, and she gestures at what you've been doing, maybe when things are different, it'll be different, but we have what we have. And I will listen to what you're saying and take advantage of it, but it's complicated.
You came into this with us. Maybe that's the nature of a life, though, that is quasi-eternal, is you're always waiting for things to be different or more perfect. And I'll remind you again what I said at the conclave. I think waiting for the perfect conditions has often made things worse. And there's an amount of personal sacrifice we've all made for what we feel is our duty or responsibilities. Guilts. But at the end of it, if we're going to show that humanity's worthy, we should show that in our lives and not just some words. You should do what your heart tells you. Damn the rest.
No. Thank you.
Probably here no matter what. So will Jelena. We love you guys.
Love you.
And then he looks at his phone real quick and he says, dinner tomorrow, 5:30, 4 courses, fish or meat. It's pork
Fish.
chops. Fish, yeah, that's a good choice. And he heads out.
Okay.
I think you also get a little notification on your phone that says package has been delivered.
Is it to my office or to the house?
It's to your office. And you get a little picture of it, and it's just like a bunch of little baggies with
Is
the
it from
little epidural
Anoush?
patches. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Habfor laughs knowing what Anoush has been working on, as even now, after the last 60 years, where they have become definitely closer than ever before and have developed a lot of mutual respect, that there's even through that, Anoush is invited to family dinners, obviously, plays a huge role in the kids' lives, and everybody's much closer now. But even through that, they're still working on opposite things. And he just kind of smiles to that and thinks, I can pick that up tomorrow. And follows his heart to the cottage.
Back at the cottage, outside, a tree kind of bends a branch down towards you and kind of swooshes the kids. Not away, but just kind of bats them about the ear a little bit. And a bunch of little flowers start growing in a path towards the house.
Aw.
Yelena's invitation to come in.
No, I promise. I will get you the coolest actual weapon, not some bullshit replica. At Lennox, what do you want? What do you want from China?
Well, if she's getting a weapon, then I should get a weapon too.
But do you want a weapon, or do you want like a weapon that you would like? You know, like knowledge or like ancient tomes. You know what I mean? Like weapons. A weapon is whatever you want it to be.
Oh, I know. But
I know you know. I know you're horrifying children. I love them so much.
they looked at each other. They look at each other, and they're like, "No, I'll take a weapon." I'm like,
Do you want something, like sneaky, or do you want something big and impressive like your dad's?
I'm more sneaky, I think.
I think you're right. All right, listen. I'd say that I won't tell your mother, but I will. So because she knows when I'm
You guys are
lying,
in
I'm
the-
really bad at it.
You guys are in the backyard?
Yeah.
I think Habfor walks off the path of the flowers for a little bit as he hears these voices and says, "Get him a dart gun."
Ooh.
Yes. I'm going to go to a very special part of Beijing to a pharmacist for you, old man.
You can go see that old doctor we saw?
Yeah. You know what? I start leaving as the children start groaning of like, oh, gross! Like parents and uncle are about to be disgusting, because while Eda wants nothing to do with it, will make jokes about your sex life. They've had to be present for too much of it. But yeah, they will start towards the house. Yet no. All joking aside, is there anything that you want from China?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I just want you to stay safe. I don't feel good about this.
No, it's all bad. There's nothing good about any of
Yeah,
this.
but I don't feel good about very much moving forward, so...
Ida holds up the baggie of patches.
Oh, you got some too?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently ours are waiting at the office.
He wrestled Gilgamesh in the lab in front of students.
Yeah.
Like, I'm slightly concerned about, like, code of conduct being...
Too bad this didn't go as well as his trebuchet incident.
The trebuchet.
God, the trebuchet. God, that was such a good moment. I love the trebuchet. Anyway.
Yes, some ancient technologies cannot be updated, as Habfor kind of flips his little psionic axe.
I did threaten Anoush with Lennox and Rowan, and he was properly terrified.
Yeah, I don't really need to do that anymore. I feel like they've taken their own initiative. They do have, as different as me and Jelena are, I've realized through our children how much overlap there really is. And the glee and terror part, I didn't recognize how much we both enjoyed from different ways. And unfortunately, they have both taken both of those ways of mental and physical torture.
I would like to interject.
A pincushion.
Yeah.
The kids both get a text of whatever futuristic variety that just says, go get Uncle Annie. And then Anoush gets a message being like, "You have 5 minutes," and that's it.
Immediately FaceTime.
She doesn't pick up.
There is a screen on your fridge, and it lights up, and Anoush's face pops up on it.
There is not
and it
that in the
says,
cottage.
5
There's
minutes.
a laptop.
A laptop opens up, and it has
Not open up. It
Anoush's
is
face on
closed.
No, Anoush cannot just show
It
up.
is Habfor's personal laptop.
Whatever piece of technology
Jelena
you try
gets-
to- yeah.
Jelena gets a text that says, "I've tried to hack everything in the cottage. Nothing is working. Please pick up."
And all you get back is, "Now it's 3."
Did he try walking in as Yelena is cackling and texting?
Yeah, as the kids,
Habfor gets a
as the kids head out, as Anoush is texting this to Habfor, Anoush gets a text that says, "Rowan took me out today, so Lennox might be trying to prove himself. Good luck."
You get a text that says, "Help, do you know any students that have a teleporting ability?"
You get an ellipsis, and then another ellipsis, and then you get,
Yelena says
recommend-
it's 1 minute now.
I recommend teleporting 1 foot in front of the other as fast as you can. The cottage isn't that far.
2 hours later, he'll be there.
No.
No.
2 hours. You will not be there 2 hours later. I think we got a couple rolls. You might be conscious 2 hours later, but your body's gonna be at the cottage soon.
Can I get you something to drink, Ida?
Just anything. What? By the way, I'm promising gifts from China. Send me? You have a shopping list that you want? Any herbs, plants, anything you'd like that I can bring back?
Ooh, you do know how to tempt me. Yes, I need to go through a couple books, and I can probably just message you while you're there. I really appreciate it.
Just send me a message.
you.
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How big is your guest bathroom?
Horrifying.
It's very small, and there's just one ancient, at this point, picture on the wall that says, "Please don't do coke in our bathroom."
Okay. You, in 1 minute's time, you hear a crash, some sort of breaking, and like water trickling in your
You
guest
stole
bathroom.
Mirwine's powers. Got it.
So sorry. You just
Yelena
Fully
kind of
Alice
like
Mac.
tucks herself under Habfor's shoulder, being like, "We should have had these kids in Ticonderoga. Things would have been so much easier."
We could still do the press. I'll go get the stuff to fix it. And I think with his mind, he just would. I don't know. Did you come through the sink or the toilet? I hope.
I teleported in.
You
I go out of the-
teleported with
Just
Mirwine's
like-
powers into our bathroom. What?
Out of the bath. I come out of the bathroom and say, "I had that one saved for a special thing."
Good. You're here on time. Perfect. Take a seat.
Used up my one slot.
What does that mean?
I have Rowan's.
You shouldn't
I
talk
have
about
Rowan's
yourself.
thing in the bathroom.
You
Okay.
Rowan's what?
Oh, they asked me to. Does nobody know about this? They asked me to build them like an exoskeleton so that they had, and like they could fight empowered. They didn't tell you about that?
I'm not surprised.
I mean, I'm not.
Absolutely not surprised.
It's fine.
They threatened me about it.
That's because
easy
it
and-
works.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like, guy. Why do you think I wasn't I'm scared of this family.
They don't threaten me.
Appropriate.
Right.
Would you
Okay,
like something
so
to
it's
eat?
in the bathroom.
Why is it in the
Yes?
bath? I don't.
That's
why
where
is-
I was an accident. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
had
I'm
an
so
accident in the
tired.
bathroom?
He just starts to cry in the bathroom. It was a threat, and I was trying to do did you get your patches yet?
No. Oh, Habfor, he wants to know if you got your patches yet.
I left them at the office.
It's okay. I brought extras. I'm on the ground, and I hold up a little baggie to Jelena, and it says, "No matter what, do not give to R and L."
It wouldn't work for them, would it?
Oh, it has some terrible side effects if you're not empowered.
Got it.
Thank you, Anoush. Food? You're getting food. Here you go.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'll have to set up a meeting soon with Pagan and Hurrit. That should be fun, but I don't know. What are I know what Ida will be up to shortly. What are you two going to be doing? Do I want to know? No, I want to know. The question is if you want to tell me.
I mean, to be fair, your children are going to know what Anoush is up to while I'm gone.
Yeah.
You didn't. Did you?
Why wouldn't I? It's
Hey, listen,
effective.
it's effective.
Yeah, it's super effective. Did you see? I don't know. I didn't even know he was working on this project, and it's already done.
He's blue
Jelena,
screen. Look at him.
I don't feel pain in my left arm. They did that to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's really impressive, considering you regenerate at a cellular level.
See, I knew I wouldn't have
might
to
be
explain it to
psychosomatic.
you.
Get feeling back.
It definitely is psychosomatic, but they do it consistently to the point that I don't need to stop the symptoms.
I really love that I didn't have to try very hard, much at all, to have my children fulfill my legacy in a way I couldn't have imagined.
Well, it's
Just want
both of your children,
everybody-
so I am not surprised, but I do want you to know.
I think you should be
I'm
surprised because
scared.
Jelena had a lot to do with their raising as well. So maybe a little surprised.
No, that's what doesn't surprise me.
All right, fair enough.
No, she can get me to do anything. It's anyway. I picked the fish option, so
Oh, great. That's
Yeah,
for
I'm
dinner with
excited.
everybody tomorrow. I'm just
That's for the big dinner.
yeah. I
Yeah,
just
we're
wanted
just
a
hanging
little
out.
bit of us time.
It's
okay.
Hey,
That's
What?
that's nice.
yeah, I think
Does everybody want
We
to try
should-
out the patch I made?
never.
Can we not? I just let's just sit with after
I-
dinner.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
It's a
Jazz
had
is
better
hyper
like-
run.
obsession. It's a hyper obsession.
She was standing behind everybody with it like out, kind of ready to go.
No, we're gonna
Abs-
eat.
Yeah.
Let
Okay.
this woman feed us, and we can all just sit.
Okay. Do you need help with anything?
No.
I'm like a shark if I don't. Okay.
Where's Pagan?
I don't know. Did you send him a message? Or did you get Linda to do it?
All right,
I
We've
don't-
talked about this. It's a different Linda at this point. What's
It doesn't
like,
matter at this point.
The weird thing
You
is
do
that they're
know
all
that it's
named
weirder.
Linda.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's weird.
I didn't ask them to do this.
No. Hold on.
Linda
You did
got
it, but
really
it is a
attached.
matrilineal line.
They passed it. They decided this part of that.
It's just like
was-
every woman who works for
don't
you
understand.
goes out of their way to get pregnant, and the first female born
Yeah,
of the
Linda
family
too
they
had
named
6
Linda.
boys before Linda.
I
3.
don't understand why you don't hire outside of this one family. Like that feels
Because it's effective.
remarkably unfair.
They moved here. They moved to Eternatus.
We can't.
They're single-handedly increasing the population and the genetic biodiversity.
There aren't enough psychiatrists to analyze.
I like what I like, and sometimes that's
My
a person.
psychiatrist is pretty good. I wouldn't underestimate them.
Yeah, Jelena.
I would like to, number one, defend myself. I like this Linda. She's lovely. What I don't like is that I ask you to do something and then your assistant, who doesn't know what it is that I've asked you, has to message me to ask me what I asked you to do.
I need to have a conversation with Linda 4.
No.
No. Come on.
I've had plenty
Linda
of conversations
4?
with this Linda.
Is Linda 4
You
now?
call her 4?
The
The
fourth?
fourth.
Yeah, sure. Linda,
It's a good thing you're handsome.
Lindotter? I don't know what it is.
Linda daughter.
Lynn's daughter, yeah, but anyway. It doesn't matter. Sit, eat, drink, catch me up. What do these patches do?
Oh my gosh, it's my turn. They will increase the potential of the nanobots in your system, giving you either an altercation or a boost to one of your abilities. They are psychically activated, so of course, try to focus on what you want to do.
So is everybody prepared for me to be everybody else's problem? And she smacks one on her arm.
Hell yes.
Great. Which one? What are you gonna boost, babe? Let's go. Let's see.
I don't know.
It's gonna be a surprise. Oh wait. Okay, Anoush. It's so you have to psychically activate it. So if you leave it just on, how long can it stay on your body before?
Until you take it off. It's pretty sophisticated
We had these
adhesive.
Yeah, there was the form of birth control that was like a few decades ago that people were using. Should be, you can wear them for a while. Adhesives have gotten better, so.
Shower with them too.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, just whatever you do, don't give them to Linux and Rowan. I know there is probably the air of, hey, if I'm not an empowered person and I put one of these on, maybe it will give me powers. Bad idea.
Okay, but what does it actually do to
Don't ask.
non-empowered?
You don't even
No,
want to
but
know.
here's the thing. If you just tell those children they can't do something, they will do it. So if we are...
I didn't tell you not to tell them. I told you not to let them touch them.
I trust my children to understand when
David.
something isn't meant for them.
They're not
David is
teenagers
muted.
anymore.
You're unmuted. Sorry about that.
Yeah, they're fully adults now. If they're gonna have a bad night because they didn't want to listen to sound medical advice, then that sounds like your problem whenever they suffer those consequences.
True. I mean, no, I agree. But also, like, sound medical advice is not the same as don't touch this. I have no idea what it does.
Oh, I agree. I think it's inevitable that they're going to try to put it on them. And
Yeah, but
are
don't
they
let them
gonna
touch
die?
this because I have no idea what it does.
Well, we'll
Okay,
figure
so
it out.
say that. So say, hey guys, this is not really a thing. Just something truly terrible could happen if you touch this.
Can I
We
do a
don't want you
lore
to-
check on Anoush's research to try to figure out, or a crafts or whatever it is, to figure out what the fuck will happen if my kids put this patch on themselves?
You don't need to do a check. You've got his research. You've been monitoring what he does, of course, and of course, and it won't actually do anything.
Into Jelena and Ida's mind, Habfor says it's not going to do anything, but I think it'll be really funny if we let the kids play a trick on Anoush.
Jelena laughs internally and then tries to activate the patch.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can magnify any of your powers if you want. What do you want?
Oh, it's of my choice?
Yeah, you get to do it.
Okay. So she has her pheromone ability that is a +2 to rapport. In this
Yes.
scenario, can I just get everybody high?
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
David, I think your buzzing is happening again.
You're crackling. You're crackling,
that would
kid.
be all right.
When you move away from it, it stops.
You're too spicy. Radioactive.
Radioactive.
You know that was made for a Spider-Man musical?
I did not know that.
Into the
Yeah.
Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Songs
Yeah, but
to
they got
die by.
replaced.
This is why I've been thinking about getting a new mic. Is it
It's
there
doing it
anymore?
again.
Yeah.
It was gone and now it came back again.
It's like a Geiger counter.
It sounds like a Geiger counter.
Do you have something electronic near your mic? Is your phone near it?
Yeah.
Try moving your phone.
Is that any better?
No, now on it.
Because I'm wondering if something's if a wire is getting bumped.
That's what that's what's been the problem recently. This wire keeps getting.
Okay. It seems to be stopped now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time it happened, it was when you did that big move of falling forward. So it's
Yeah, I
something
think I
got
hit
bumped.
the-
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Hopefully soon I'll get a new mic, and a lot of these problems can be. That's why I want to get an XLR mic. Something that's a little more hardwired. Yeah. Sorry.
So everybody gets a little giddy for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think her +2 would go up to what, a +3, +4 for rapport?
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll it? I don't know.
No, it's fine. We can.
Okay.
Everybody gets high.
Ida is in this moment. It's like, God, no. So what would that What could I turn into?
Turn into a gun.
No, I don't think
Ugh.
so.
In
Maybe.
Beijing, you can go play
A
with
rubber
the
ducky.
pandas. They tried so hard and they're coming back. You can go play with the pandas.
Maybe
I
you
will-
could give birth to a panda.
No.
Whoa.
Why would I
Maybe
do that?
it could be like a starfish. You could combine them and then make
Okay.
more pandas.
We don't want him high. I don't like that.
No,
Anyway.
we don't.
The possibilities are endless.
No, there
A
is
gun
an argument.
panda. You could make a shark with the laser out of its butthole.
No.
A
Were you-
cloaca? Do sharks have cloacas?
Sharks are mammals, aren't they?
No, they're
So
not.
no.
No, they
Whatever,
lay
you know what I mean.
eggs.
No, they don't.
Big chicken eggs. Yeah,
Sharks
they do.
lay
They
eggs.
do lay eggs. Sharks do lay eggs.
No.
Jelena regrets
Sharks
her
lay
decisions.
eggs.
This is straight.
Try
No.
it. Try it, Ida. Try yours out.
No. I'm going to save it for China,
Why don't I just
Are
give you
you-
another one for China?
where you can't be around because I
just do
like
it-
torturing
wait.
you.
Oh, you do?
Yes. It's very fun.
Oh, you could
It's,
just.
I have payback. I there's so much payback for those centuries you stayed either in a fucking tower or in a tunnel that I have to pay you back for.
Jelena started to play in Ida's fluffy mutton chops.
Yeah.
Just a little face massage.
Nice. Oh, that's nice.
Is it still going? Okay.
No, it's better.
Wait, Ida, take my
What?
hand. Can I try
No.
to turn into a gun? Oh,
No.
I would like to correct the record really quick. The
Yeah.
majority of sharks actually give live birth.
Yeah.
Very few lay eggs.
Yeah.
It's very
Totally.
important to me as Dreamy Rainbow that we are biologically correct.
I had
Um,
to do dissections on sharks in 4th grade. I was like,
Yeah, I just want to make sure that the right information got out.
Hey guys.
We don't pop tires with wrenches. And sharks mostly don't lay eggs.
But some of them
Tire popping is not a streaming rainbow thing.
I know, that's why I said we don't do that, right?
Got it. Okay, understood. So
On
Anoush goes
Lantern
outside
Cove.
and pops a tire with a wrench.
Anyway.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, something to think about that I didn't want to say in front of the whole conclave, because that's just a can of worms that I couldn't tolerate opening there. But I do like the idea of the council, Jelena. If there's anything I can do to help yourself, Pagan and Hurrit, I am behind all of you. I think all of you are actually profoundly suited for the role. I'm concerned that we will all be asked one by one.
Can
I be honest?
When are
Please?
you not?
I don't know which is the right answer.
I think that's what we're all sort of chewing on. Because we don't really know what the question means.
What if being worthy means the bad thing?
I think that's a great point. Why do we care? By the way, I think while high, Ida texted Pagan. Just like, we're wasted and talking, and I'm getting my mutton chops pet, and it's very nice. You want to come? Cool. But yeah, now we're in a serious conversation. No, I think that's the thing. Like, what do these beings consider worthy, and also why do we care?
When you think about it, those beings can bring any mortal being back to life, or at least stop them from dying entirely, being immune to any physical harm. And also, they can see the future, literally. Know every instance, every choice that we are about to make in perpetuity. They gave Robert that ability.
But he didn't have it in perpetuity. He had it just until the next one.
Right. They gifted him that. Who's to say their ability of precognition is not vaster than one starfall from the next? I mean, who's to say that they don't utilize each and every one of the abilities they dole out at a whim? What is this? Is this a game?
My opinion
I'm
on
harshing
whether
the
it's
vibe.
No. My opinion on whether this has been a game has remained the same since Belgrade. We are something's puppets. We are tools in something we never asked to be a part of. And I will be damned. I don't like very much being controlled, especially when I don't know to what end.
What if we just don't play anymore? I mean, Habfor's learning how to turn this shit off. What if we just turn it off and don't go to Heaven's Eye?
I don't think it'll stop it.
I don't think we have a choice in that. I think the decision we make is, are we humanity united, or are we Eternatus? And that's a hard, that is the most difficult question to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with Jelena. I don't much care for, I'm grateful for the gift that I have. I know that that is not shared. I was given a gift. If I had not been where I was, I would have died a painful and pathetic life. So, that does not mean that I have any affection or respect for any being that would choose to manipulate anybody. So, I believe that whatever the question is, the answer is it's us against them. And it is all of us. It is empowered and unempowered. I will fight and I will die for any being here against any being that could be there. And that is probably not the answer that they want. And maybe you in the future, maybe that's the problem. Maybe we did come up, maybe that's the decision we made and there's a lot of bloodshed. So that's the question. That's a side of it. There's all kinds of what's worth loss. Like how much loss of life is worth it? How much? What are we willing to lose?
And if the
Yeah.
Real quick, sorry, I just
yeah.
wanted to go before somebody started talking.
Pals. Yes, we have this conversation high.
Gonna
we're not
pull
high.
back
How long are we
soon, by
high?
the
Are we
way.
high now?
What?
Whoa.
What'd you say, Sarah?
I said we're gonna pull back from this soon, by the way. So
Yeah.
Oh.
because
Just-
we're getting towards 2.5 hours, and I want to.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that Habfor adds to this conversation, I think you see him playing a lot with that little Thor. And just kind of like ruminating a lot. I hope, Ida, this is one of the many times you're right and I'm wrong. But you kind of did hedge your bets, so you're right either way, I guess. I think the thing that has troubled me so much over the last 60 years, I don't think there's any fighting. I don't think there's a way to strategize out of this, even necessarily. There's so many unknowns and variables, and the ones that we do know are terrifying. I don't know. I've always been carried along in this life and made this world what I wanted it to be through my force of will. And when we got that message of what is going to be asked and what's going to happen, I've never felt more impotent. So like you, I'm going to take it as it comes, and I will do whatever fighting means alongside you all. And then Habfor slaps the patch on his arm, high as all hell, walks out to the ocean and tries to split it like Moses.
Absolutely. You part the waves. It is epic. It's like freaking Hollywood special effects. It's amazing.
And for the briefest second, he thinks of just walking into that bare ocean floor and letting them crash down. But doesn't.
In the background, Anoush is like, "Woo! Let's go!"
Of course he is.
Yeah, he's like fully standing, like fucking. Yeah.
Fuck, imagine if Moses had one of these patches. Damn.
You think he was one of us?
Nah, probably a charlatan.
Yeah, probably some asshole.
I bet John just made him up.
John.
He wrote one of the books.
Okay. He just walks away.
And so we fade out from this bucolic moment. Join us next week, everyone, when we deal with First Contact and decide once and for all whether humanity is worthy. Thank you for joining us once again. We hope you're having a good time. Don't forget to watch Inferno, live streamed every other Friday on all the streaming platforms we can find. Till next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Be worthy.
Oh no! Don't, see you next Tuesday. It's the secret.